Using GeoGebra application, we will construct the following with the given conditions. Number one, draw a line MN which is perpendicular bisector to segment XY. So let us form a segment XY. Click this button, click the segment, click this portion here going here. And let us rename this as X and this point as point Y. And we can uncheck the show so that it will be hidden. Then we will draw a line MN that is perpendicular to the segment XY. Now, this circle will help us. It will serve as a guide. Actually, if we are going to do this manually and we will use a compass, we don't need to make a full circle, just an arc. But in here, we need to make a full circle from X to Y and from Y going to X, so that these two circles will form an intersection. And we need those point of intersections because our line will pass through there, and that line will be perpendicular bisector to segment XY. So let us remove the other object that is not necessary so that we can emphasize the perpendicular bisector here. Okay, also this label. Now, so this line, okay, so we need to rename this line. So it should be line MN. MN. Okay, so this line MN is now perpendicular bisector to segment XY. But how are we going to prove that? So let us first name this point of intersection here as, let's say, point C. Now, how are we going to prove that MN, line MN is really perpendicular to XY? So if we're going to show the angle, click this one, click the angle, and click MCX so that the angle MCX will appear. And it is clearly shown that this angle is 90 degrees. Therefore, it forms a right angle. So it means the two lines, or the line and the segment, are perpendicular. But how do we know that this line bisects the segment? So if we're going to show the length, so click this button and click the distance because we want to show the distance from X to C, and that is 2.07. So let us position this one here. Then from point C going to point Y, oh, we need to click this one first. The distance from point C going to Y, and it is also 2.07. So this tells us that XC and CY are congruent because they are bisected by line MN. Therefore, line MN is a perpendicular bisector to segment XY. For number 2, draw an angle bisector BD to angle ABC. So first, we will form an angle ABC. We know that an angle is formed by two rays, so we will draw a ray. So we have one ray here, and we need one more ray from here going here. Now, so we need to name this angle as angle ABC. So since B is in the middle, therefore our vertex is point B. Okay, so we can rename this point as A or C. It doesn't matter. So let's say it's point A, and this one will be our point C. Now, this is our angle ABC. So let us hide this unnecessary label here. Now, we want to draw an angle bisector BD to this angle ABC. In order to do that, we will use a circle again that will serve as our guide. So we will draw a circle just in the middle or halfway of point BC, and that point will serve as our guide. Another point of intersection here. Now, these 2 points here will serve as our guide to make another 2 circles from point E going to D and another circle from point D going to E. Notice that these 2 circles form an intersection, and this intersection here will be our point D. Now, we can now draw a ray BD, that is an angle bisector to angle ABC. Now let us remove the other uh, object so that we can emphasize the angle bisector. Okay, let us remove also the other object here, these points, and this label here, this little guy here, label. Okay, so this ray BD is an angle bisector to angle ABC. How do we know that? So let us show the angle. So DBA and angle CBD. So notice that these two angles have the same measure. Therefore, they are congruent because they are bisected by ray BD.